What's up? What's up? What's up, family? It's another special show, and I'm so excited about who we having on today. So, if this is your first time finding out who I am and all of that good stuff, I am J. Dwayne Garnett. I am the founder and love advocate for Love is a Parable, and this is one of our podcasts called What's Up Family, designed to really just have those meaningful conversations in a way with that 80s and 90s flair. But I'm not going to prolong our guest any longer. Look, she's a little nervous in the back, so we're going to try to make her wait just a little bit. But no, we're going to go ahead and get started with it. And I'm going to bring up Erika. And it's funny, I misspelled her name on the thing, and I know her name, and I'm so sorry, guys. But we're about to bring Erika up. So let's go ahead and get ready. You ready, Erika?
I'm
And
ready.
she's here.
Hey,
Hey, Erika, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on the show today, Jay.
No problem. Thanks for being here. So, what I would like to do is give everybody who actually has never seen you before, never heard of you before, an opportunity to learn a little bit more about them. You don't have to go into the interview questions because I have them, but tell them a little bit about your background, who you are, and like we say, who you are, who you be, what it is that you do, all of that good stuff.
Absolutely, absolutely. So my name again is Erika Amesota. I am a seasoned IT corporate recruiter and also career coach. I am a professional consultant. I currently am working very closely with colleges and universities with offering students career development workshops. I am the founder and CEO, of course, of RWE Career Services, which is a newly founded company which came about back in 2022. And I am super excited with the future plans and projects and everything that we're working on right now. And it's a privilege again, Jay, to be here on this podcast. I did bring to your attention that this is my first podcast. So it is a pleasure. I'm super excited. This is an awesome experience. Aside from that, I am a wife, a mother of two amazing children. I have a 10-year-old daughter. Hey, Shayla. And Emerson, he's 6 years old. I know they're too young to be on LinkedIn, but they'll learn about it in due time in the next few years. Besides that, I enjoy networking, mentoring, coaching people. My family, I'll give you all a little bit of insight on my background. So my parents are from Costa Rica. My mom's from Costa Rica. My dad's from Panama. So I'm bilingual. I'm fluent in Spanish and in English. So hola, mi gente, for those who actually speak Spanish and understand it. And yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Okay, wow. That's actually pretty dope that you have that extensive of a background. And there's so many things I do want to ask you about this up front. And look, and then I'm nervous because I'm like, should I go with the interview questions or should I just wing it and just go by it that way? Now, your kids may be too young for LinkedIn, but they're not too young for YouTube. So we are on YouTube as well. We are streaming on YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn. So if y'all got any friends who may not be on Facebook, or they may be on one or the other, just let them know that they can find us on any of those things so we can keep it moving. It ain't nothing wrong with that. So the very first thing, we got a couple of people that's on. We got Jason T. Mahoney. What's going on? He's tuning in from LinkedIn land. What's going on, Jason? That's another person that you would need to get to know as well. He does a lot of great things in the community and all of that stuff.
Nice.
Then we got Amel. What's going on? Look, we got some people on, and anybody else, if you're viewing from anywhere else, definitely come in so we can definitely tell you hello and all of that good stuff. So, you ready to jump on into it?
I'm ready to rock and roll.
It ain't nothing to it. I mean, I believe that you got it. And for those who are coming in, we definitely going to leave the ticker here. So you can definitely check out Erika. You can visit us, of course, at lovestheparable.com, but learn more about Erika at revisewitherica.com. And the word of the day is the bomb. Okay. So, Erika, what inspired you to create RWE Career Services, especially with the focus on assisting high school and college students in their career transitions?
So I want to say, as far back as I can think, probably like back in high school, I've always been like the one in my group that would always give friends, family, and everyone you can think of advice. They would always come to me for advice. And as I actually moved on in my adult years and I pivoted into my career, when I entered into HR and then recruitment, of course, the questions just continued to flow in. People started asking me career advice. I have friends who are a little bit older than me and they have children who are teenagers. They would come to me and say, hey, can you help such and such with his resume or with her resume? Or can you give some tips or advice on how, the proper interview etiquettes or phone etiquettes or how to present themselves during interviews, how to effectively communicate compensation, stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? I might as well. Just last year, the thoughts came to my mind, and I'm like, I want to be more than just a recruiter, right? I want to be able to give back in a sense where I can just utilize like who I am as a person, like my personality. I'm very relatable. So I relate to people on more than just a professional level. It's like personable, very personable in the sense where it's like, um, I make people feel homey and welcome. So I've heard people before in the past, they've come to me and said, oh, when I'm talking to you, like this can be the first time I'm meeting you. And I feel as though I've known you for so long, right? So I have that type of personality. So I've been told. So I just feel like when it comes to high school students, they want to hear advice, whether it's career or just to speak about, transitioning into education and a career for the workforce from someone who's like, who's cool, who's chill, who's hip, right? Who's trendy, who knows what's going on in the industry. And also to, I mean, I'm 35. I'm 35. And I can be very old spirited sometimes, but
I know
it
because
just
you're talking about who's cool and who's hip.
they just want to high school people just want to talk to people who like that get it, you know what I mean, in a sense that get it. So that's part of what inspired me to create RWE Career Services. And I all right, I love to talk, and you know this, Jay. So stop
Have
me
your
if
way.
I'm doing too much. So another thing that I wanted to mention is that um just recently, I came into contact with this very bright young lady. She's actually a senior in high school, and her mom came to me and said, "Hey, I need you to speak to my daughter. She's struggling. She's just not getting it. She's not trying to listen to what I'm trying to tell her, right? So I think you need to, can you come and help me or whatever." So, I spoke to her and I gave her some advice and I told her, like, listen, I asked her a few scenario questions. Some frightened her a little bit, but I was like, hey, it's reality. Like, if you keep screwing up and getting these kind of grades, like, this is what life is going to look like pretty much. So like, and that's another thing too, like I keep it real, and she listened. I kid you not. Like, I don't know, I just have this magical way, and I'm not being conceited or anything, right? But I kid you not, a few months later her mom came back and was like, I don't know what you spoke to her about, but her grades, and her grades are like they're just like over the top. Like, she's getting A's now and B's now, and so that's like one of my accomplishments. Like, I'm good with building rapport and talking to students and stuff. So
Gotcha. So you almost like the teenage whisperer because I have a teenager, and I find myself not whispering at all. It seems like I'm raising my voice more than whispering. So anybody that works with youth do an amazing, like, I feel like that's just something special because I do think that they speak a different language. And I think that some people really do have that gift where others don't. So kind of like, because you're talking about how you was inspired and it started out with you being in school and people asking you questions.
Right.
So what made you say, like, no, I want to commit to working with these young people and helping them? Like, who want to stay there? Like, what made you want to stay there?
First and foremost, I feel like it has to come, anything you do in your career, right? Um, it has to come from within, in a sense where you have to enjoy it, right? And I just honestly, like, I just enjoy talking. I enjoy giving advice, and just being a mentor to young adults. I have my 10-year-old that she's, approaching the preteen age, and I just want to, like, I use her as an example. I just try to just like relate to them, because growing, and this is actually, I'm going to save this for the next question that you had, is in reference to my upbringing with my parents, and how I was raised, and
Mm-hmm.
the strict stuff, code of conduct, and not being able to actually like be too open about certain things and stuff with my parents. So it was a cultural thing. um,
Gotcha.
so I just try to just be very like relatable and just like understand,
Totally understand.
yeah, that's important.
Nora came up and say, "Hey y'all, hey Nora, what's going on?" That's Sister Nora. That's a bed's wife. So thanks for tuning
Nice to
in.
meet
Okay. So given that, I think you already kind of prompted me to go over there to it. So considering your own experiences as a student, could you share a bit more about the gaps and challenges you noticed during your journey that prompted you to start RWE Career Services?
So this is actually a good question. So I graduated class of '06, 2006. I graduated high school in 2006. And um, I was kind of in a position where I knew I wasn't ready to jump into college right away, right? I wanted to take some time off and, just take some time off. Honestly, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't want to go to college though, right after high school. And my parents, of course, coming from that Costa Rican background, that Latin background, my parents were like strict in the sense where my mom was like, listen, like, I don't know what you're gonna do, but I know that if you leave this house, you're gonna go and you're gonna be living on campus. You're gonna get an education and you're gonna get a good job and you're gonna be successful, right? And I wasn't ready for that. And I just feel as though like, all right, so since I wasn't ready, I didn't go. And I waited probably like 3-4 years to go back to college. And I learned through like my first job and just life experience, about like difficulties and challenges that came about like in life in general with like just having a high school diploma and just like not having that sort of I want to say not. All right, I didn't really have the support system in the sense where I had like mentors that were in the professional arena. Like for instance, UJ, I can use you as an example. You're a great mentor to me right now. But
Oh,
as a high school student, I didn't have a professional type of mentor type thing. Like I really didn't have like my surroundings were just my high school friends and then my mom and my dad, right?
gotcha.
And I'm also too a first generation graduate, right? Graduated from college. So I really didn't have like that type of support. So I basically had to go out in the world and learn and make mistakes, made a lot of mistakes. And eventually, I was just like, all right, a few years down the line, it's time for me to actually invest in myself and in education, go to school. And so pretty much that's where this comes in, the RW Career Services. I want to be the person who can say, hey, this is what I went through. This is what I experienced, right? And this is what happened in my life, right? I know you have a mind of your own, and you're going to do what you want to do, but it's just very important to take heed to people, right? try to create an environment where they can have like mentors and stuff. Start building your professional network and stuff like that. Have a support system and stuff. So pretty much, in short, that's what happened to me. I had to basically, learn from life experiences.
Gotcha. No,
laugh.
my sister Norman, she funny. She talking about I'm not allowed to say your word of the day in public, Jay. That is why is she like this? But guess what? My brother done came on.
What's the word of the day? I'm curious now.
The word of the day is the bomb.
Okay, nice. The bomb. I have to get one of those shirts, by the way.
What's up, everybody? What's going on?
What's going on, bro? Ham?
Ain't nothing, man. Just decided I'd pop in. I said, "Oh, let me, disrupt." Well, not really disrupt, but let me just peek my head in the door, see what's going on. So,
I was like, "How you really gonna disrupt when you got the admin account, but you ain't come in that way, huh?"
No, I did not.
Okay, so this is your first time meeting Erika, right?
Yes. Hi, Erika. How you doing?
Hi. Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too.
But you got to tell her who you are, bro.
Oh man.
There you go.
Scoot back. You know, I don't do that. I am. Well, my name's Cordell. As you see, some people call me CG affectionately. I am the other half of What's Up Family / Brother Empowerment. I am on the board of Love is a Parable. I am the CTO, Chief Technology Officer. I'm also a person on the board who handles a lot of outreach. And I like bringing people together, just like really in my personal life and in the community. And I'm a people person when it's warm. So
yep.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And also I am the figurehead, or not figurehead. I am the I don't know what you want to call it. I guess the person behind the love and fitness movement, I should say. That's me. So I don't know if you've seen some of my reels on the page on Instagram or Facebook or whatnot, but yeah, love and fitness is something that Jay and I brainstormed, and I've really just taken it and just made a whole movement out of it because I like fitness, and of course, love and parable is all about love. So that's me too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
You said, what was the last thing you said? You was going in and out a little bit. You said you love fitness?
Yes. So I am I'm a gym junkie. So
well, maybe you can motivate me to get back in the gym then.
I can definitely do something. I can definitely be, I'm a couple people's accountability partners, and I can definitely send you a motivational message or two for sure.
Nice.
Now he helped me because I'm still fat. Been fat the whole.
Jay has made it very clear. He's like, look, man, I'm gonna do something, but the gym is not my, it's not where I want to be. I don't want to be in the gym.
But I'm gonna change it because I keep getting all of these like healthy friends who want me to do like healthy stuff, like sweat and stuff. So I guess I'm gonna have to change my outlook on it, eventually. Yeah. I think I'm approaching 50, so I think it's about time to. What?
You and this approaching 50, bro.
Bro, I am approaching 50. I don't know why it's hard for you to understand this,
bro. Because you're talking like you're 49 and 8 months.
Bro, I'll be 45, 2024. Approaching 50.
See. Okay, all right. So that's what I was thinking. You just said it out loud. Okay, good.
It's the halfway mark. What you say, Erika?
You still have ways to go.
Yeah, half. You know what? Why are y'all having a hard time with this? Me getting 50, and I'm embracing it. I'm like running to it, like Whitney Houston. I'm running to it. And
I can't relate. At 35, I can't relate. I'm so sorry.
That's fine. That's fine, baby. That's fine, baby. Let me see. Let's see. We got some people that came on. What's going on, Jessica?
Hey, Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
She said Cordell be picking that heavy stuff. Picking up heavy stuff.
Yeah, I do my best.
And she said it's all Mm, that candy corn be busting though. Candy corn, candy corn. And she said, I'm not dramatic. I just speak facts. I'm embracing the fact that 50 is right there. It's not at my door, but it is down the street. I can see it at the stop sign. I'm
Bro,
just saying,
Jay, you like it's not even down the street, bro.
bro, it's
you
not
gotta
down the
be-
street for you.
you gotta go on the highway to get there.
Stop sign. Right there. Stop sign.
No, bro. I mean, but you know, it's we just have a different viewpoint. That's all.
I can say bussin' because this is an 80s and 90s show, and that's one of the words that I can say, and it may be the word of the day on our next show. Today is the bomb. So candy corn is the bomb.
I like bussin'. Bussin' is an excellent word. It's multi-purpose. Like I love that word is amazing. Why are you hating on bussin', Erica? Not Erica. I'm sorry. Well, Jessica. Sorry.
Erica was like, "This is all about me, and we done made it about us. These words and Jessica."
I'm enjoying this, honestly.
We're gonna ask you questions because you're gonna be nervous, and gonna go. This gonna go right into it
because the spotlight's not on me 100%.
Well, here go your next question.
Word.
Being a seasoned bilingual Afro-Latina professional, how does your background influence the insights and expertise you bring? Guess what? To them conferences, workshops, and events.
Mm-hmm.
Tell the people. Help the people.
Let them know.
Bring them out. Bring them out.
Oh. I mean, again, as I mentioned before, like relatable, being relatable, right? I'm sure, like for instance, I can give a good example. I just had a career development workshop at Quincy College, which is in Boston, Mass, a few months ago, and that career development workshop was for the ESOL students. I always mess this up. Mm-hmm. And so I just, being patient and also to understanding that there are people who are actually in workforce and stuff where English was not their first language, right? It's not their native language. So like my parents, for instance, when they came into the United States, like it was a transition. It was a transitional period as well for them, right? So I think just growing into that type of environment and knowing that I've had cousins as well, and I have aunts and I have uncles who are also transitioning in the workforce, right? And just like being able to relate and just, being able to relate, honestly.
Well, talk to us about that transitions. Okay, so mom is from Costa Rica, dad is from Panama,
mm-hmm,
and you were raised in Costa Rica.
No, so I was born in Brooklyn, New York, and I was raised in Boston. And I was raised in Boston, yeah. So
you're first generation American.
Correct, right.
Gotcha. So mm-hmm. How is that transition like? Or did your parents even talk about this at all from going from, because my one of my bonus moms is from Venezuela. And mm-hmm. so she moved over here to the States actually in Brooklyn, the same. In Brooklyn when she was 13. And so she went through a few cultural things. One being now perceived as a Black American versus an Afro-Latina, and understanding the Black experience in America. So how is that with you navigating through that space, or even your parents being that you were the first generation to be perceived as, well, to be a Black American, and they were Afro-Latina, and holding on to those Latin roots, but also navigating now in a new space of what we know as America? It's heavy.
Yeah.
Is it still somewhat of a challenge?
If you said is what? You're breaking up.
Is it still somewhat of a challenge?
It's not. It's not in a sense where, no, it's not. Hold on a second. When you say is it a challenge, like a challenge in like what? Like as far as it goes, like what? Like elaborate a little bit more for me, please, if you would.
Holding on to your holding on to your Latin culture while navigating now or being perceived as just a Black American.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's the thing. Now I'm gonna have to dive into like Costa Rica's culture, right?
Okay.
So, in Costa Rica, right, there's a part of Costa Rica that's called Limon, right? So Limon is more of like the Caribbean part. So our descendants are more of like from like Jamaica and Africa and stuff. So when they speak, even though my mom's native language is my parents' native language was Spanish, they still in their household growing up, they spoke English, but it was broken English that sounds like what Jamaicans will call, I'm pretty sure people have heard of this, patois, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So it's like broken English, right? So I can explain to you how that translates like when it came to the United States. Like, of course, what we're speaking right now is considered it's proper English, right? In their eyes. In like my family's eyes, we're speaking proper English right now. So there are certain things and words and stuff that they would say that you probably wouldn't understand, like if you didn't grow into that or if you're not used to that dialect, right? So it's different than like, it's just different from different, like for instance, like a Puerto Rican or a Dominican, right? They speak just strictly Spanish. It's just Spanish, right? So when you're asking me about like the challenges and stuff, like what exactly I'm like a little bit confused. Like,
No, I asked you, were there any challenges? I mean, from navigating through that. Like, for instance, my mom is from Venezuela and she talked about it firsthand. One, learning English was a challenge for her. Two, going from being perceived as just Hispanic and part of that culture to now being perceived as a Black American and understanding the racial constructs that we deal with here. That was another thing. So, and then getting over the language barrier. So I was asking you, being that you were actually born here, was there a difference than what your parents experienced, or did y'all kind of just experience the same?
No, honestly, pretty much just experienced the same.
Okay.
Yeah, we experienced the same. Yeah. Because when they came, they spoke English, right? But it was just broken.
Gotcha.
And so, like for instance, my mom, I guess it all had to do with your profession as well, right? And in addition to that, it had to do with profession. Like for instance, my mom she worked in home health aid like a long time, right? She was like in healthcare and stuff. She worked in home health aid. So I mean, her patients understood her. Her English wasn't like like mine right now, but but they understood her, right? So she was able to conversate and stuff and relay stuff and be understood. So, and my dad, his English, it's kind of like mine, right? So over time, like just him being, and also too, in addition to your profession, it all depends on your environment as well, right? My dad was around a lot of people who spoke like us on this call right now, right? Proper English or whatever. People from all over, like in the United States here, and I guess it just rubbed off on him. So he speaks like me now, like my father talks like me. So it really wasn't a challenge for them, right?
I'm gonna just bask in the fact that you said I speak proper English, because this boy from Georgia, and that it be coming out sometimes. That Southern twang be coming out a little bit sometimes. So I'm a bask in the fact that I speak proper English. Cordell, watch out. This boy on to something here. Look, and Jessica said, one thing I'm gonna do is ask a question.
That's what we do here, Jessica. That's how we get to know the people, the guests, and we ask the questions.
She's such a hater, man. Okay, so what we're gonna do is go ahead and go into the next question. But that was a good question. So, well, the thing is, now that you're in this area, like in the North Carolina area, what is it that you're going to bring that's a little different so that people can book you for these conferences, workshops, and events? Because you're in the capital city, and it's a lot of great opportunities. Like, what will make somebody want to reach out to you?
Absolutely. So not only my services are available to everyone. Even people who are transitioning from different countries that speak Spanish. I'm fluent in Spanish. I can host a career development workshop in Spanish fluently, like I would in English. And I think that's one of my greatest assets. And in addition to that, I have a few workshops and courses and stuff on how this particular group can actually like build more confidence and stuff like that. When merging into the job market and stuff, like if they're coming and transitioning from different countries and stuff like that.
That's actually amazing. Let me tell you this: if I could speak another language fluently, because now maybe when I get through with this Hebrew class, you won't be able to tell me nothing. But if I could speak another language fluently, I will start off every conference speaking in that language to explain, like, this is what other people challenge. And I give it so much excitement, like they know what I'm talking about. And then explain, like, this is why certain things need to be in place. Like, don't let me learn another language. I'm trying to tell you, I'm not going to speak English to none of y'all again. I'm just going to be speaking in that language. And I'm going to like, okay.
Yeah.
You
would do that too. I know you would.
Oh, when you just remember when you say "que" and then they start talking to you full-blown Spanish, make sure you're able to back it up.
Well, if I knew Spanish, well, see, here's the thing about that though. Like, because I lived with my mom for a while, who's from Venezuela, I do pick it up. Like, I understand it. I just can't give you nothing back. I'm like, I hear what you're saying, but I can't give you too much back.
So correct me, like, let me know if it's just me or what, but isn't it like every time you learn in a new language or something, it's like you always learn the bad words first?
I would say that's pretty accurate.
Well, I'm going to say I learned those before I knew it was Spanish. That's the funny thing. Like, because you hear, yeah, it is.
That's how it was for me when I first learned Spanish.
Jessica says such a powerful tool. I can only say insults in Cajun French.
Yeah, that makes
Okay, so let's go to the next question. Wow, the time is going by, Jess. Erika, because Jessica got Okay, so now with your background and passion for empowering individuals, what are your hopes for the impact that RWE Career Services will have on high school and college students in their career development?
Absolutely. So just the ability to, be confident in the journey, and also, resilience, endurance, just the ability to let them know and coach them and mentor them as I am offering these workshops and career services in general, that there will be doors that will shut, and there will be opportunities that, it won't always work in the best in your interest, right? The way you want it to. But the importance is just, pulling through, pushing through, doing what you have to do. And, trying, just keep trying, to pull forward.
Yeah.
And that's why I actually like the topic for today's show. I think it was language. What was it again? Language.
The language of success.
Yeah. Because I feel like resilience, endurance, and just, being open-minded is very important as well. Being able to accept constructive feedback and stuff,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I will say that's one of the things that, for one, I want to commend you. I commend any person that started their business, because when we talk about starting businesses, we don't realize how hard it is just to get off the ground. I remember, now the first 6 months of when we established Love is a Parable is a little different. It is a nonprofit, but the first 6 months were amazing. But it was the next 6 months going into that year, it was like horrible. Like, we're like, what happened? Why are we so horrible? Why nobody won't book us? Why nobody won't do this? So we literally went through 6 months of trying to figure out who we are. And I remember because we started in 2017, and so like June of 2017, so June to December, January was amazing. January to June was horrible. We started to pick up a little bit around that June of 2018, going into 2019, because that's when we started piloting the classes. So we had a lot of people that started taking the classes and stuff like that. So 2019, we was like, we in there. Man, and then 2020 came, and I remember there was this organization that I was going to just learn about, like my nonprofit, how to lead a board, how to just be effective. But COVID happened. So I reached out to the ED of that company. I won't say who he is, but the ED of that organization. And he was like, Jay, I'm going to just be honest with you. With so many things going on and it's so unpredictable. He said, people are not looking for the type of services that you provide. You need to figure out how to make Love is a Parable more marketable and what people need right now. And when I tell you I was crushed, because I was like, we've been doing this for almost 3 years now.
I remember.
Yep, I called bro and I said, man. So I was like, well, what's going to happen? And guess what happened? In March, yes, COVID happened. But a lot of people started reaching out to us because of what we had, and they were having trouble at home. They were having trouble processing what just happened to Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor. So everything that we were, it happened. And I'm going to tell you no lie, it seemed like we were preparing for that year because all of the material that we had, nobody was really picking it up. But in 2020, it like skyrocketed, and it was like all of the hard work, like that was it was our best year to 2020, but it was like our best year that we've seen in the history up until then. So part of it is knowing that you are offering something that the world needs. The other part is believing in the fact that you know it. And also the third part is knowing who to listen to.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes, Eric, I'm going to tell you, as starting a business, some people would discourage you and they call themselves motivating you, but you like, ooh.
Sometimes the people closest to you, if you're not careful.
Yeah, well, I didn't have that because I don't live with any family. So all I got is people that I like. So that's a good thing. Like I'm not around any family or friends. So at that time, so all my friends and everything are the people that I made. And like even Cordell, he's my best friend now, but he trusts, which I still question your judgment on. He just blindly trusted me to lead this organization. It didn't even have a name, really. I question your judgment, Cordell.
You know what? It's fine, man, because
I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this.
We really did jump in the deep end though, because he literally was like, "Hey, man, I got this organization, and we're doing a video launch, and I feel like you should be a part of it." And I was like, "Yeah, me too." I didn't ask any questions except for where do I need to be, what I need to do, and
Right.
8 years later, we just, yeah.
That's awesome.
Look, Tara just came on. Hey.
Hey, Tara.
Just somebody, what's the number? I just want to talk. Well, here's the funny thing. Okay, part B to that. We were doing so successful, kid you not. In 2022, that same person called and was like, hey, I see you guys are knocking it out of the park. What is it that changed? Like, what happened? And I said, it was your words. And he was like, I didn't say that. I said, yes, you did. Mm-hmm. But it felt good not to throw it up in his face, because here's the other thing. I needed to hear that, because that was probably the one thing in the history of Love is a Parable that crushed me as far as from a business standpoint. So now when people throw stuff at me, I am more prepared to articulate the mission and vision of Love is a Parable than happens. Mm-hmm. So you need those low moments, those down moments, and all of that, because it's going to make you better. Like, Erika, you just started this business. You're spending the first year really trying to figure out, what is your voice? What is your identity? What is it that it looks like? What is it that it feels like? And you're going to want to change a lot. And I'm gonna tell you, oh, Jessica just kind of said it. You got to trust your vision because folks love to project. So in that, like, if you got a vision for your organization, regardless of how it may be doing in that season, you got to trust that vision to know it's going to pay off. A lot of times it's because we're not speaking to our clientele.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to learn that, like, love is a parable is not for everyone. Like, I have people say, I don't believe in that love mess. Okay, it's not for you.
Mm-hmm.
Even though those be the main ones that be coming back, and they be the hardest love advocates. The ones who say that they ain't believe in love be the hardest love advocates. But I let them know, well, that means it's not for you, but it is for those who do believe in love. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It is for those who do want to improve their quality of life, whether on work or at home. It is for those who are looking for manageable ways to navigate through conflict. As you develop your voice, nobody can take that away from you. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to unpack that because we call it RWE a lot, because that is like the name of the business. But I love the fact that it is called Revised with Erika.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that come from? Like, tell me where that part came from, because I think that that's probably the dopest part. So
You know, it's so funny. It's so funny that you just brought this about. My husband and I kid you not, like a few weeks ago, we were talking, we were in discussion about the name RWE because he asked me, he's like, so what does RWE stand for? And yes, in the very beginning, it was revised with Erika. And then with time and with experiences and, you know, with like a lot of different challenges and stuff like that, it's still RWE, but it's something else now. Like, it's radiant, woken, and edified. And
Okay.
I can tell you the meaning behind this, but that's like another story for another day.
We got time. Go ahead. Tell the people.
We got a whole 17 minutes.
Yeah, radiant, you know, when you think of radiant in the sense where it's like, okay, kind of like a new me. I'm woken, like I've learned from my mistakes, I've learned from challenges, I learned from life itself. I'm learning from life itself. And you know, the all of the like the setbacks, everything. And I'm just like ready to walk into this new season and embrace it and it's different, right? It's a different feeling. So the name now it's Radiant, Woken, and Edified, but Revised with Erika came about because in the very beginning, I was focusing more on resumes, right? Resume writing, editing, whatever you can think of, anything that had to do with resumes. And so when I figured, I'm like, revised, all right, like this is like some kind of like a revision, right? Like I'm just gonna like do something all over again and just make it great, right? So this is me in my head just trying to get creative with the name. But that's how Revised with Erika came about a year ago.
I actually like Revised. I like the progression of where you're going to. But I guess when I think about like Revised, I think about taking another look.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that so many times that happens in our personal lives that we will put something down and we may dismiss it. But when we take another look, we see something that we didn't see before. Or we assume that something is like perfectly crafted. And then when we take another look, there's an opportunity to improve. And I think that sometimes in our darkest moments, our lowest moments, or even when we're not even thinking about it, that's when something deep inside of us speaks to us and we profess it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that revised with Erika, what I like about that better than Revised by Erika is that it shows partnership.
We're in this together. Yeah.
It shows partnership, togetherness.
Swift came in togetherness. Yeah, you're not alone. And that's another thing too. Is it's like I don't just offer my services and just say, here, take it, good luck, knock yourself out. I wish you the best. It's more of like a hand-holding process where it's like I'll be there for you in the beginning and at the end, in the sense where it's like, okay, I'm going to prep you to get into your ideal job industry, right? And when you get there, call me in the next 6 months to a year, because I'm going to show you how to climb the ladder and how to pivot from an entry-level role to a mid-level, from a mid-level to a senior level, right? And if you're having or experiencing any challenges or anything like that while you're in the field, call me too, because I have something else for that too. I can show you how to overcome those obstacles as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have someone who, she has a testimony. Maybe one day I can actually get her on a call. She was a customer of mine from last year. She reached out for just, career advice. She was in a state of like, she was going through a lot. I don't want to say depression. It is what it is, but she was just going through a lot. And she's like, I don't know what I want to do with my life in general, my career. This is where I'm at right now. Can you help me? So I helped her, land the job. It wasn't the job that she wanted, but while in the position, she learned so much that she was able to utilize everything that she learned as transferable skills and to take it with her to the next level, right? To work for another company in another industry. And I kid you not, her and I are friends. She lives in, I think she lives in Missouri or something. And she calls me, she just moved to Georgia. And she calls me from time to time just to check in, and I check in on her. I'm like, how's everything going at work? And, just to, still be that mentor. She actually confirmed the other day. She's like, you know what? I think you're my mentor now. I'm like, I love it. I love it. Absolutely. So my services is more of like every step of the way. Right. And that's
I think that's what's so profound about it, is that with, like, so many people want to be the spearhead of individual success. And I love the fact that you want to walk alongside them, because that is so needed and that is so necessary. One of the things that turned me off from a lot of people is that you try to tell me what to do versus really just come along with me and partner with me. And I think that that's so necessary. Look, Jessica said purr, and she said, talk your talk, Erika. Because that's what people want, Erika. People want people to be with them. People don't want people to feel like, and I find this a lot when we talk about success. Like, some people come to you and they'll say, all you got to do is do this, 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 and that. Let's be real. Success happens by accident. True success happens by accident. All you do is prepare for it in case it happens. But that doesn't mean a person isn't doing the work. That doesn't mean a person isn't 100% committed. Just because something failed and the stars aligned for you to get to a place. Mm-hmm. I hate when people try to make it seem like they got success in the bag. Because if you got it in the bag, why that thing ain't contagious?
Right. Good point.
So I love the fact that you got the revised with Erika. I think that actually speaks to so many different things. And Jessica said you prepare to sustain. Come on with the word. And I think that is so essential. And I'm just excited about seeing you at this stage, because I do believe as people connect with you and they see what you're bringing, they're going to see a powerhouse in this Afro-Latina woman that is bringing so much that we need, that is often overlooked.
Another thing, Jay, too, that's very important, and I'm sure you can agree with this, is just being yourself, your own authentic self.
Right.
I've worked in corporate America. I've just worked in sales. I've worked in so many different industries, higher education, healthcare. And I noticed like some similar trends in the sense where it's like, some people step out of who they are to try to like get that promotion or to get the job or just to win over a certain type of audience and stuff. I just feel like it's just so important to be yourself, right? I was writing an article the other day that I'll probably be posting up shortly on LinkedIn within the next few days or so. And I titled it, Who Are You? Right. And I'm diving into a little bit about what we're talking about right now, about the importance of being yourself. Right. And I feel like all right, let's put it this way. When we're born, right? When we're born, everyone's born with their own DNA, right? That's what we have, a different type. We have DNA or whatever. And it's like, that's something that's unchangeable, right? So I feel like it takes more work to try to come and actually be someone who you really weren't designed to be. You know what I mean? It takes a lot of effort. So me, like I love who I am. I love all of the experience, good, bad experiences, challenges, everything, all the doors that closed, all the doors that opened. I'm coming from a Latin, Caribbean background, culture, whatever you want to call it, from parents that migrated to the United States from Costa Rica. I love everything about my upbringing and about who I am, right? Because there's so many people in the world that can relate. It's relatable, right?
Right.
But only thing is that some people keep that in, right? They keep it in. They're just, because it's like they don't want to just like show it or just like be. It's beautiful, right? To be unique and to just be your own self and bring something different to the table, new ideas, everything. It's amazing. So. And one thing is too that I want to add to this chat is that coming into agreement with the truth is very important. And the truth is that, and we discussed something like this earlier on in the convo. Not everyone's gonna like your content, right? Not everyone's gonna agree with you on certain topics. Not everyone's gonna accept you for who you are, right? As a person, from a personal perspective, from a professional perspective. You have to come into agreement with the truth in the sense where it's like, okay, this is what it is, right? Now, when you accept that and you know that, then you're on your way and you're a few steps away from success. I feel like that's what, when you get to that point where it's like, okay, success, this is success, like being able to endure, resilience, being open-minded, being able to step outside of your comfort zone, right? To being able to go into the unknown. And I think that's the season that I'm in right now. Like this right now, what we're doing, this is me stepping out of my comfort zone, because I kid you not, like earlier on, you couldn't get me to speak like this right now in front of an audience, a live audience or anything, right? And just me pivoting into like offering career development workshops at universities and colleges and stuff. Like I could not, in the past, I couldn't do that, but I was reading an article the other day and it was about the importance of stepping outside of your comfort zone, right? I think I might have posted that up on my page. So there's a circle, it's like a globe, right? And it says inside your comfort zone, and then there are 2 feet like on it, and then there's an arrow that directs outside of the globe, and it says where the success happens, where the success begins or happens, or something like that. And I love that because I feel like it's the truth, So that's all I gotta say.
Bro, you wanted to add anything?
I'm starting to get passionate now with this conversation.
I don't know why you was bridling yourself. You might as well go on and let that thing come out.
Hey, for real, yeah, we don't believe in the filtering, the restricting, and any of that. But no,
the question structure that kind of had me kind of like.
But yeah, to your last point, I will say that stepping outside of your comfort zone to progress further and to succeed is very big, because I can definitely say that, and I've said this before, that all the major accomplishments in my life happened outside of my comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't accomplished anything great in my life thus far while being inside my comfort zone. Right. So I definitely agree with that, and I think that's that picture, because I have a very vivid imagination. So I pictured that globe with the footsteps and the arrow and everything. Like I already drew. So as you were saying it, I was drawing the picture in my head. So yeah.
Yeah, and this is also something that's discussed in my career development workshops, the importance of, being brave enough to just step out of your comfort zone and stuff. Big things happen when you do,
Absolutely.
So it might not happen in the speed that you wish it can, like as rapid as you think it will, but it'll happen in due time.
Yep, and I will say it seemed like our greatest work comes from our greatest insecurities. Uh, the things that we struggle with the most
Mhm.
are the things that it seemed like you use to take us to that next level.
Right.
And I definitely agree. So, Erica, we done made it to that, that 55 minute mark. It wasn't too bad. You done made it through. So I do want to give people an opportunity. There are a couple of things. Not only is she new to starting their business, she's new to this whole social media arena. So we got to get those likes and follows and subscribes up. So if you're on Facebook, you want to go to RWE Career Services. Go ahead and like and follow because she'll be providing updates there. Now on LinkedIn, it's just your name, right?
Erika Lambert hyphen Amesota.
Okay. Do you have a business page on LinkedIn?
I do. RW Career Services. Yeah.
Yep. And you have a business page on Instagram, right?
Correct. Yes.
So, but the best place you need to go is go to revisewitherica.com. Find out about her, but she also has her social media stuff there as well. Go ahead on. You got some people coming in. Thank you for tuning in.
Elise.
Elise is amazing. She's another health guru. So, guys, definitely check her out and support her. So, if you know of some opportunities where people can benefit, I think that her advantage is the fact that she also specializes with those who have language barriers where English isn't their first language. I think that she provides a lot of things, and I think it's just time to support anybody who's starting a business. That was one of the things that was important. I talked to Cordell about it too. It was so important to us to make sure that we give you a platform so people can get to know you. Yep. And we're going to look back at this a year from now. You talk about, man, I hated to talk, but I did what I had to do. Now look at me now.
Yeah, sure.
I really do appreciate this opportunity. It was great. It was really
no
great.
problem. Look, Erica, now we're going to have to tell you, like, look, you got a question?
Absolutely. In person and virtual services.
Well, she all the way in Las Vegas. That's why she asking you.
Okay, yes, I have virtual services available.
No, that's what you missed the plug. You're supposed to say, yeah, why don't y'all fly me out there and I can do a whole conference in person for your people?
Mm-hmm.
We gonna get there. We gonna get there.
I'm shivering right now because it's freezing in here. The AC is like bumping on like.
Bumping. But anyway, so Erica, go ahead and tell the people thank you for tuning in and to watch go to loveisapparable.com to find out about us and go to Revise with Erica to find a little bit more about you. En español, go.
Muchas gracias, mi gente, por atender esta conferencia, esta llamada. Te estoy diciendo para que ustedes pueden ir a mi página, es el www.revisewitherica.com y revíseme ahí y para cualquier servicio pueden contactarme.
Oh, that girl bad! That girl bad! That's lit. I was like, you better come on, International Love is Apparel. But Erica, you stay on. Everybody else, we're gonna see y'all. We don't know when.
Whenever we see y'all, we'll see y'all then.
Right. And if you find that nobody in this world love you, if you feel like you don't have anybody, you just met 3 people who do. Until the next time, we gonna see y'all.